what are some of the reasons? Because we want people to understand their partner, even if their partner's not in therapy yet or isn't in the process. What are some of the reasons that you see that one individual is just resistant? Let's say change. Let's not even say therapy yet. Let's just say like that they're resistant to looking at that something's wrong in their relationship, or that they and their partner have to do things differently.
Well, I think the first step is accepting that we both have things that we have to change. One of the questions I try to ask, especially new couples, is, what are you each willing to change about yourself to better this relationship? And I'm really, I apply emphasis to what are you each and yourself, because many times, we're coming into couples therapy and we'll see people, well, when they change, I'm really here for them. I'm really here to make sure that they hear me and that what they need to change on. And it's, we have to look inward. Change is an internal process that has external benefits, but we have to look at that, and we have to understand that both people have things that they need to change to be in this relationship. And I was we were in our pre-discussion on this. If you're thinking, well, I want to do whatever I want, I just need my partner to change. Well, yeah, then maybe you should be single, because relationships are about change. I mean, relationships inherently are about growth. They're an opportunity for growth, and they're going to highlight areas of our life where we need that growth, that in a single environment, we probably wouldn't notice.
Yeah, and that's one of the real hallmarks to the way I and Tara and I, as we've created all of our programs, come from, is this idea of even though it's painful in relationship when it's breaking down, when you're arguing a lot, it almost always points to the fact that both of you have some serious personal growth, right? Mm-hmm. And I think change, you used that word a few times. I think that is people aren't very aware of the fact that we really don't like change.
No.
And even if there's dysfunctionality within our relationship, a lot of times there's this almost unconscious fear of change of if we go to therapy, or if we really start looking, or if I engage in that conversation where my partner's I'm not happy, I want things to be different, then I'm opening up to a change. And what the thing about change is, we don't know how it's going to turn out. And so it's almost if we keep things the same, maybe then it'll just pass. It's a very big bury your head in the sand and pray that just the weather changes. Mm-hmm. I think it's just a normal thing. We don't like change, mm-hmm. And that will keep it out, because it introduces chaos. How's it gonna end up?
Right. Well, and as somebody who works with me outside of this moment here, that I'm a very somatic awareness, polyvagal based, nervous system attunement, all of that. And so as you're talking about that, I'm well, yes, because absolutely it's true, because change is by definition uncomfortable. And our nervous system, even when we know that it's going to be the thing that ultimately is going to help us, our nervous system doesn't like change regardless. Yeah. And because, like you said, it can't guarantee, it can't predict. And so much of the science of safety is wrapped up in this ability to predict that will be okay.
Yeah.
And so in some cases, we can't guarantee that we'll be okay. We can't control situations, because control is an illusion. But with oftentimes we'll look at the anxiety of change, and we'll try to control the variables to create a better ability to predict. The problem with that, though, is we never really had that control in the first place. And so really, resilience is the antidote to that anxiety. Resilience is the antidote to that discomfort that brings with change, that I will be okay, and this felt sense of knowing that I'll be okay. And there's a lot of different ways we can increase resilience, but I think increasing resilience in the relationship, and honestly going to therapy or engaging with growth, whether that be through therapy or not, is an act of building resilience, because you're teaching that nervous system that we can navigate change in a really safe way. if we can navigate change in a safe way.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. So that is really interesting, and I feel like it's almost like something that every time we've spoken about, like the resistance to getting into therapy, that we haven't really nailed on the head is that when there's one partner who's really struggling, who really wants to change the relationship, like they've gotten to a place where they cannot go on the way it is, and the other person is not there yet, that probably that person is like unconsciously feeling like, I can't handle whatever change is about to come on. I can't handle the lack of surety of like knowing that this will turn out good. And this is a thing that I tell couples all the time at the beginning is like, we don't know how this is going to end up. And that's scary. And so I want to acknowledge that for the two of you is like, we don't know, like, hopefully this is going to end up amazing, but we don't know that. But we almost like, I feel like it was a breakthrough in Tara and I's relationship at one point where I was like, no matter what, I want you to be happy. And if that's not with me, then God, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
But that would be okay. And I had to and like, even like just from the moment I accepted that, it felt like things started to change within our relationship and within myself as well. Because like you said, control, which is an illusion, it's like, I'm letting go of control. I'm saying like, okay, I don't know how things are going to turn out, but with a letting go of control, there's also a freedom of like, okay, like I can look at myself. I can be really honest. I can maybe be more present for you as well. And so I think that that's a huge thing that couples come up against is one person who's just like, I'm just too afraid. I don't think it would be, I can't walk into the unknown with you.
Yeah. From the nervous system aspect of it all, remembering that, your brain's job, your nervous system's job is to keep you safe, not necessarily happy. And it may actually sacrifice a sense of happiness to find a sense of safety. Yeah. And so what happens is it'll keep us complacent in our comfort zone that we know is dysfunctional. We know it's dysfunctional, but it's as we say, it's the devil that I know. I can navigate this dysfunction, but I don't know what new dysfunction could come. I don't know what healing looks like. I don't know what a secure relationship looks like. And so I don't know that I can manage that, in that change environment.